Time once again for another B-Dub3 podcast brought to you by Schaefer's Oil and Algier Performance. We are reunited after a week sabbatical. What'd you do during the off week?
Oh, baseball tournaments, fishing, and it was fun, but family time, and that was good. And then a lot of work, a whole lot of work, but worked at a real job every day, and then a lot of work going on at the race shop. New race shop's busy. And really busy, and just trying to get our race cars ready. We're trying to get we got a new Longhorn that we're putting together, and we sold our cars last year to replace, and it's been a process of getting things done. So we got a new power plant, new Vic Hill motor in that car, and everything ready to go. So getting close, just a lot of work and kind of a nice week off, and we had planned on not racing I-44 anyways. I've not touched my pavement car and been pretty busy. So I need to get it going and get to work on it for the 18th. But it was nice to have a weekend off, and the weather didn't look good for I-44, and Aaron made the right call on that. So nice weekend off, lots of fishing, lots of baseball, and that was good.
I-44 rescheduled for the 18th, so they'll have an opening night program, a big Easter egg hunt, and bike giveaways also.
It'll be a big night for them, and hopefully the weather's good, and really there's a lot going for them here at the beginning of the year, and it seems like everybody front loads their schedules now, but which is understandable. But a lot going on, and a whole lot in the racing world with Rockingham going on too, and then there wasn't much dirt racing. Everybody kind of had the weekend off for Easter, but everything kicks back off. Big weekend this weekend for everybody.
Still going to Wheatland?
Yeah, we practiced Thursday night and then raced Friday, Saturday. The weather looks great for Saturday, and I know with that being so, Flow, there's no Lucas Oil race this weekend, so that is like there's two races on Flow to watch this weekend: Nashville with Dale Jr. on pavement, and then Wheatland, MLRA on returning to Wheatland. So that's a big weekend for Flow, and for Wheatland, the racetrack, for Lucas Oil Speedway, MLRA. It's a big weekend for everybody. $20,000 to win. Jonathan Davenport will be there. A lot of studs will be there. So if Farmer City rains out, I think it could be even bigger. I kind of hope Farmer City, those National Tour guys can have their fun at Farmer City. But if they come, they come. It's you want to race against the best, and we'll get to do that again this year for sure. Even if they don't, you're going to have, I think you'll see Ricky Thornton, Jonathan Davenport, Garrett Alberson, a lot of big name guys. Dylan McCown's running Lucas Oil Series this year, so he'll be there with MLRA. So a lot of guys that you wouldn't normally see at an MLRA show, you're going to see there this weekend, and it's always that way for the Spring Nationals. It's always a huge event, and Lucas has their cattle sale that day for the cattle company. So it's a big day for Lucas Oil, and it's a big day for area racetracks.
7,000 win on Friday, and as you mentioned, 20,000 on Saturday. Yeah. So that's going to be a worthy weekend to draw a lot of good drivers.
Absolutely, and a 20,000 to win show for a regional series is awesome. You have one or two of them a year tops. So we appreciate to get to run for that amount of money for a regional series, and it's good payout, good start money, good everything. It pays good all throughout the weekend. So we're excited. It's going to be a good weekend for us. We went and tested a couple weeks ago and tried a few things at Wheatland just to see the new surface. So one of my favorite racetracks. I feel like I got like 3 home tracks, and it's one of them. So I feel like Springfield and Wheatland are kind of home for me on dirt, and I-44 is obviously home. And so it's a home weekend, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Looking at the MLRA schedule for Lucas Oil Speedway, I noticed Super Stocks both nights, and then they've got the Legends on Friday, and they've got the Show Me Vintage Racers on Saturday as support classes.
That'll be cool. Danny Lorton, longtime general manager of Wheatland, will be back in the vintage class, so that'll be cool for him, and be good to see him. And the Legends cars on Friday night, a rare chance for them to go to Lucas Oil Speedway, so awesome for them. And the street stocks, a lot of them going on. A lot of those are built in Lebanon at TJR, and a lot of customers going up there. Really good program with I-44 this year too, to be able to get new tire or used tires. So The street stocks on dirt run asphalt takeoffs, the same tires that you run on I-44. The Macquarie tire did not work good on dirt, did not have the resale value for your late model teams. So now the F45 is what those guys want too. So you can go test at I-40, or you can race, do everything you want on I-44, and you have a way to sell your tires. A lot of street stock guys buy new tires, but either way, those can be bought in Lebanon, bought from TJR, or bought from local race teams. So we have a way as a late model team to recoup a little bit of your money on your tires. Not a lot. You're probably getting $50 a tire, but it's a good thing for the race teams, and it's a great thing for, in my opinion, a great thing for the series to have those tires, available.
Everything up and going now at the new shop there on Evergreen Parkway. I noticed some perimeter
signage,
enhancements have taken place.
Tony and those guys got a lot going on, and they're doing a really good job of getting a lot of customers in and out there. The retail shop will be open in about a week. CJ's moving down from Michigan to take that side on, and a lot of big things going there. So exciting about that. Exciting news there. You need Bassett wheels. There's a lot of those in stock. Tires, fuel, everything's kind of a one-stop shop for everybody. And then a lot of customer cars, street stocks, late models, modifieds, just constant in and out. So we even got a special project going on there too, non-racing related. So it seems like it's just always something going, but a lot going on there, and really looking, we got a lot of good partners to help us out on that side. And been good for the partnerships too, for us, for our racing, for our race. Both of our race teams are kind of combined in one shop and can work on customer cars on our own, because you got more people on, all hands on deck. But really good for our customer base, and really good for us, for my personal race team. It's going to be a help, because we got really good people on our cars all times, and the more information and stuff you can get access to, the better off you're going to be. And we all have friends in the racing world we call, and everybody compares notes. And this year's been a really, in my opinion, a different year. And you can look at it this way. Hudson O'Neill's won the most races this year by far of any driver with 10. I think he's got 10 wins. And I think Brandon Overton's second was 6. And I'm sure Bobby's right there. And Nick Hoffman. Those guys are kind of the 4 guys. When you think of who's really been fast this year and standing out in the national scene, it's those 4. If you look at that, they're all on different shock programs, even though they're all in a Longhorn. Brandon Shepard's been good too, but you go look at, Overton's on a Bilstein deal with VG Performance and Bilstein, and running well. He's doing what Brandon Overton always does. Hudson O'Neill has had Olin shocks from Longhorn Dynamics on his car, and when he's in the 6 car, that's an R&D car for Longhorn. And then when he's in the 71 car, which will be in at Wheatland this weekend, that car's on Penske shocks. So I think that he's winning. He's winning in both. He's fast in both. I'm assuming that Longhorn Dynamics is doing that. Where Longhorn Dynamics has come in is they'll do any brand of shock. They don't care on that. Jonathan Davenport has stayed on Bilstein's, and been really, really fast when he comes out. As soon as he comes out of the box, he's fast. It's just been really interesting to watch how now it's more than one shock company doing things. Doesn't matter who we're all getting our shocks from, who we're getting paid from to run their shocks. I think it's good for the sport, and we talked about that before. And the parity you're seeing each night, Dale McDowell winning one night, Huddy winning one night, and Overton winning one night in the 3 races last weekend. By far, you would pick all 3 of those guys that's going to win one, and it was 1-1-1. I thought that was good. And Mike Marler went and won a race last weekend as well. So you've got 4 guys winning there that those guys are going to win, but they're all in different combinations right now. And I think the sport is balanced a little better than it's been. I think dirt racing as a whole is really taken off and added a whole new professional level. The dirt late model side is, to me, I love ASA and I love pavement racing. And when I hear Mark Martin on podcasts and Kenny Wallace talking and all those guys, I think of them and ASA and Junior Hanley and Mike Eddy and Bob Seneker, Larry Phillips, Kenny Schrader running as many ASA races as he could. And those are things that I think of. But now I feel like that the dirt late model side is kind of the new ASA. It's the thing that is exciting. It's the new thing right now. And but what it's done is it's made it very tough. It's very hard to go out and race. We us regional guys try to kind of now have to stay in our lane and be regional guys. And then once you make the step up, Dylan McCowan's doing that this year, and he's making a step up to a national guy. You're going to see Dylan McCowan come back home when he runs MLRA races. He was fast before. He's going to be even faster. And so it's good to see everybody kind of moving up and everybody raising their game up. And, you've got guys you've got your Dale McDowells, your Tony Jacksons that are national tour level guys that can go run, Cade Dillard that can go run a national tour and compete and win. And they're staying more focused in regional stuff. And I think that's a good thing.
What have you found as far as your shock selection this year compared to last year? Are you staying the same or are you changing it up?
We've changed a lot up, and we've got a lot going with our partner. We got a really good relationship with Al Geyer Performance and those guys, and with Longhorn Dynamics, and they're all kind of working together. And that's, we've done a lot with Longhorn Dynamics to try some things, and they've been a huge supporter of us. And that's what we've done. So we've changed it. But I'm very happy with everything on it. I was happy where I was. It wasn't that Vinny helped me out a ton, and it was just I wanted to try something and not just see what works better for me and try. We've tried 4 different brands of shocks, and I'm still not sold on any brand right now. It's not like our pavement side. Our pavement side, we're on JRIs from Ernest Performance, and that's where we're at, and that's where you need to be. And I've been with Brandon Ernest on pavement since 2013. That's a long time. And, we didn't race pavement for 5 or 6 years in between there, but as soon as we went back pavement, called Brandon, hey, need a set of shocks. And really that's the relationship. That's the way to go. And everything in racing is all about relationships and information. And, I felt like for what we needed to do for our customer base, that was, if I can get my car better, then it gives us something to help customers that are working in our shop, in and out of our shop too. And so it's been a learning process, but it's been a really good one. And, we've got a new addition with Ryan Heskett coming on board on our teams, helping us out a lot this year. And it's been, he's in and out of the shop every week on race week, the whole week. And, he's going to be doing a lot of shocks at TJR. Him and Tim Douglas are doing all the street stock and modified shocks right now. And they're doing a lot there. So they're applying the things that they're learning on the dirt late model side to the street stocks, to the B mods. And you might have shock rules and you're only allowed to go so much, but you can still build your shock to get the tie down and to get, the rebound and everything you're wanting in your car, whether you're in a Midwest mod or you're in a dirt late model.
Springfield coming up on Saturday, 7 classes racing. They'll start at 6:30. It'll be autism night. 150 the car count last Saturday.
With terrible weather.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry did awesome. A great race. Shout out to Caden Cornell. First, I think it's his first 4-state dirt late model win, but big win for him. Come from last, had a flat or something. I don't know. Something happened to him on the parade lap. Came from last and won. So that was a pretty good show to watch. Watch the highlights and really good race. Rain and miserable cold in 150 cars. Shout out to Jerry.
How about your guy, Dustin Atkinson? He plays 5th.
He had a good run. He had a really good run. Lucas Hanley, shout out to Lucas. I think one of his first races and long-time crew chief for all of us. And getting his feet wet in dirt late models a little bit. And made the show out of the heat race. Dayton Pursley made the show out of the heat race. And good run for
Reggie
those
Jackson
guys.
finished 2nd in the B to transfer to the A.
Yeah, and raced his way in. Good run for him. That was their first run of the season. So a lot of local guys running that series. That really the best bang for your buck is that 4-state dirt late model series. If you want to get into dirt late model racing, it's the cheapest way to go. And honestly, you can run that cheaper than you can a B mod.
Lake Ozark season opener is this Saturday. They got Midwest mods, B mods, a lot of modified racing, Hornets also, and that'll begin at 6:30. Midway, they have rescheduled their season opener due to some personnel issues, I guess, to May 29th. So no racing at Midway, except they're going to have a driven.
So the driven to race program is a really cool deal. That's a 4-cylinder program for kids in high school.
Right. Hornets and young gun drivers. That's Friday the 17th.
Yeah. So that's just a basically a little series they've created just for these kids, and they're building the cars at Camdenton, and a lot of people pitched in and sponsored this program. And you can reach out to Justin Day at Icon Graphics, and he can get you in touch with everybody to help. His brother is big, and his brother actually runs that program. But Icon Graphics has been a big helper of ours, and they really do a good job of helping everybody get you new kids into racing. And the 4-cylinder class is kind of the beginner class, around here on dirt especially. And so it's a cool little deal they got going on, and Midway's going to have that for them, I think, through the month of May, and then try to get their season going in June. So hopefully they'll have some good luck there, and everybody be kicking off and going here. Busy stretch, race season's here. Really busy stretch with dirt this weekend for us, MLRA, pavement the next weekend, and back to Farmington, which I've never been to, and Quincy, possibly Brownstown, Illinois that Friday night. We'll see how our equipment and make sure everything's good before we commit to that. That will end the month of April, so we're fixing to go 3 in a row here. And then May's kind of open, possibly Bad Boy 98, we'll see. And then obviously Show Me 100 weekend really kicking off there on the dirt side. So pavement might get a little more love in May for us than the dirt stuff, but just ready to awesome this year, getting to race close to home. And to me, that's, having MLRA back. Comp Cams has a really good schedule out. I wish Comp wouldn't schedule on top of MLRA this weekend. I wanted to be in Poplar Bluff racing for obvious reasons. And I run good there too normally. So, but they scheduled on top of Spring Nationals, which has been the same weekend every weekend for the last 10 years. And anyway, that is what it is. So it will be what it'll be. So we'll be there, and there's a really good purse down there, and they go to Harrisburg, Arkansas. So really good races down there. So I mean, there is part of me that is looking at the weather and thought about being dumb and going to Poplar Bluff and coming back just because I love that place. But see what Braden says. I
butchered that Midway event, and you bailed me out. Driven to Win is what it's called.
Yeah, I couldn't remember exactly what it's called, but the really good program, and excited about that.
Yep.
Real quick, NASCAR went back to Rockingham. Great shows. I really forget, Jamie McMurray won the last 4 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races at that racetrack before it shut down, and won 4 in a row, and really kind of killed his cup deal because he had a place going on and figured out, and they took it off the schedule, right when he got going. But cool to see that place had a huge turnout. Bob Sargent that does a lot of things with racetracks around here, and then promoted a couple races. I-44 promotes that event. Huge turnout. I thought it looked like a sellout for the Busch race or the O'Reilly Auto Parts race, and the Craftsman Truck Series race had a good crowd. Record ratings I've heard for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday. Love him or hate him, I think what Cleetus McFarland is doing for the sport, you can't say thank you enough for the eyeballs he's getting. He's getting the younger crowd. They were recording Jacket Nation in here, and I was laughing because they were giving Ramsey crap about his socks. And it cracked me up listening to that younger generation, but that's the YouTube generation. My kids are the YouTube generation. Cletus McFarland has 5 million followers on YouTube. He has decided to go racing. I knew all of us knew what was going to happen when he went to Rockingham that have driven a car before. He is super talented. He has the ability to go race at a very high level. And he owns a racetrack, exact size reminds me of Bolivar. He owns a pavement track. Once Port City's building him a new car, once he gets his new late model done, he needs to go race. He will go race 1,000 laps in that late model. It's different than a Crown Vic, and move your way up. And what I feel like will help him is late model racing and ARCA racing. And I'm assuming that he'll go run Kansas and that'll give him approval for Talladega. But he wasn't ready for Talladega. Not in arguably the third or fourth best car on the field for Talladega. For sure, a top 5 car. You said this before the show, and I agree. When NASCAR didn't approve Mike Wallace to run the Daytona 500 a couple years ago because he had been out of the seat too long, there's no way they're going to approve Cletus McFarland to run Talladega in an O'Reilly Auto Parts car. Nothing against Cletus. He's a stud. His car control is very impressive. What he's been able to do is impressive. It really is. But this is hard. This is not easy. If this was easy, everybody would do it. It's really easy to sit in the stands and be like, I can be the next Larry Phillips. I can be Dale Jr. I can do that. You watch Ricky Eisenhower in a modified and be like, I'm going to be the next Ricky Eisenhower. And then you get out there and race with Ricky Eisenhower and you realize how good he is. And, you look at your Lee Pulliam. Lee Pulliam is an incredible talent. And you hear the stats that he had. They racked up in 10 years. 20 win seasons, 19 win seasons. Incredible talent. And, he got his shot, and I'm hoping he can get more. But Cletus is going to get there if he'll put the work in. And I think he knows that. Now, he'll have to make a choice. YouTube. Can he keep his YouTube going? Because that's his lifeline. That's what he has to do. Can he keep that going and be a professional race car driver? Well, if for Lebanon I-44 Speedway, for every dirt track in the United States, and for NASCAR, I hope he can keep going. Keep digging, dude. Don't give up. Show these people on YouTube that are watching these 10-minute clips every week how damn hard this is and how awesome it is. And when he gets out, he gives the greatest interviews ever because he's like, man, I was scared to death. I ain't driving it in that deep. Like, TV cameras are too good now. They don't show the speed that the cars are going. They don't show us how fast we're going. When you go to I-44 Speedway and watch the cars go around there, we are going faster than we've ever went around that racetrack, ever. It looks like we're in slow motion because our cars are glued to the racetrack and stuck down. You can't unlearn technology. So I hope that go out and support this guy. We need him in our sport because he's going to bring the kids that were in here for Jacket Talk or know who Cletus McFarland is. He's going to bring those eyeballs onto the sport. And that's who you need. Then those kids go to Lebanon I-44 Speedway to watch Dylan Bates race on Saturday night and to watch Jimmy Phone and Mike Sloan and to watch those guys. They go to Wheatland to watch us race. They go watch all of us race. That grows the sport. And I hope that, not that my opinion matters, but I hope that the right people get around him and keep him going. He's got a lot of help behind him. He really does. And he's got a lot of smart people behind him, guiding him the right way. The bad part for him is he's going to have to go out there in front of millions of people and make the mistakes that the rest of us make at a weekly show at I-44 Speedway. He's making it on the CW. It ain't on FS1. It's on the CW every week. So, it's good. And it's good to know that. I think it's good, too, because it's got new eyes seeing that Justin Allgaier is a badass. And how good is Justin Allgaier, who never got a legitimate chance at the Cup level? He's a Hall of Famer. Going to make it in the Hall of Fame easy as an Xfinity driver, a O'Reilly Auto Parts Series driver. But now you're showcasing Justin Allgaier. You're showcasing Sam Mayer and all these guys coming up through the ranks that are really good. And to us old fans, we've probably lost touch of how good the Truck Series is and how good the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series is because we don't see these guys. We pull for the Lee Pulliams of the world, the Bubba Pollards of the world, the Jonathan Davenports of the world. That's who we want to see in race cars. And if Cletus McFarland can make a big impact, it can trickle down. And that's my hope and my 20-minute rant. But I really hope that can happen because I truly believe that you get young eyes on the sport and get them in the racetrack one time, just like you went to the fairgrounds, you got hooked. I went to I-44 Speedway, I got hooked. That's all it takes is one good race, one good, incredible save, and everybody's coming back.
Yep, no doubt. Bristol weekend for all three series.
One of the best weekends of the year. I hate it that I want to go there one weekend. We always race. Maybe we won't race I need to look and see when the fall race is, but great weekend of racing. Can't wait till Sunday to watch them. It'll be hot, greasy, slick, and the tires will be wearing out. Really, really good weekend of racing coming up there.
Have a good race at Wheatland this weekend. Let's bring home the dough.
We can bring home some good money and keep our point season going in a good way. So excited. Here we go.
That'll do it for the BW3 podcast, brought to you by Schaefer's Oil and Algar Performance, produced and presented and distributed by Swino Visuals.